The WNBA, we have talked before about how it is very much like a reality show, and not a great reality show, a reality show of absolutely nasty human beings where you just it's like a train wreck. It's like a car crash. You can't take your eyes off of it because it is an absolute disaster filled with unlikable people, whether it's, I don't know, housewives of whatever city or what's the basketball one, the real world when you get a lot of weirdos on it. Lately, I'm starting to think sometimes it might be a little more like Monty Python and the Holy Grail. It might be a little more Three Stooges. And I think we're seeing that with the three-point shooting contest because no matter what, even when you get away from these hot button or rail issues that people lose their minds over, that might have bigger connotations and so forth, and bigger impact on the culture at large, they still can't get it right. Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for being here. Truly appreciate all your support. Hope you all having a fantastic day. Shout out to the 19. Quick favor, like, comment, subscribe, notification bell, hype on mobile, do a little dance. Y'all know the drill by now. So, big weekend coming up for the WNBA. All-Star weekend. Massive opportunity to draw in new viewers. We know what happened in 2024 with Caitlin Clark playing, what was it, I think 3.44 million. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments below. That's off the top of my head. I haven't looked at that number since 2024. And yet, one of the simplest things, three-point shooting contest, massive opportunity. And not just Caitlin Clark. I don't know, and you'll see why I say I don't know. You would assume the WNBA asked Caitlin Clark and that maybe she politely declined. But I say we don't know because I look at what some other players have come out and said, and again, train wreck. The WNBA can't get anything right. We'll also circle back to a reason about why really Caitlin Clark shouldn't be doing it if there is truth to what the Indiana Fever have been saying. But as you can see, we've got the participants: Azzy Fudd, Bridget Carlton, Janelle Salone, Maureen Mabry, Natasha Heidman, and Ryan Howard. No one cares. These names are not drawing in any extra viewers than you would otherwise get for a three-point shooting contest. Now, what is wild about this? And look, I get it. We've seen it in the NBA a lot. Back in the day, the stars used to do the dunk contests. They don't really do it anymore. Now, the NBA is so big and the guys doing the dunk contests are still so athletic and everything that it gets its viewers. But this is the WNBA, and you need to maximize every single opportunity you have to draw in new viewers. What is missing from that list? Well, for starters, the top three-point shooter in the league, and I'm not saying she should be in the contest, but Aaliyah Boston, number two, Sophie Cunningham. Now that's one that should absolutely be on it because she checks all those boxes if your focus is on promotion and bringing in new viewers. One, obviously, she's second in the league. She shoots a number of them. She's a heck of a three-point shooter. She has charisma. She brings in fans. She has the likability, all of those factors that are important to this. Oh, by the way, number four is Kelsey Mitchell. So three of the top four in percentages are Indiana Fever. None of them are doing it. You can say, oh, well, maybe they were asked and they turned it down. Yeah, that is definitely a possibility. So let's dig into that. Well, here is a tweet. And it was shout out Coach Anderson, by the way, for retweeting this because I had bookmarked this because I'm like, oh, this might be a video, especially when I then saw something else that adds into it. And I was looking for it and I'm like, I can't find it anywhere. So apparently Sophie Cunningham deleted this. Now, the only reason I could see Sophie of all people deleting something that's like maybe just a tiny bit controversial is if her team, the Indiana Fever, or the WNBA forced her to do so. Because when this came out, posted out by Drew Hanlon, second in the league in three-point percentage and not invited to the three-point contest, they're hating on you. And Sophie Cunningham retweeted, said, so what else is new with everyone? Because I had actually tweeted out, if the WNBA asked Sophie and she declined, fine. If they did not ask her, that's an insane missed opportunity when it comes to drawing in new viewers. Not only the fact that she's also number 2 in the league in shooting percentage. Well, if we're going to judge based on this, it sure sounds like the WNBA did not even ask Sophie Cunningham to be in this three-point shooting contest. I guess she doesn't check the correct boxes. She checks all the boxes if the goal is to promote and grow the game, which should always be at the forefront of the WNBA's decision making, but we know it is not. We know it's pretty much the opposite. And in that respect, she doesn't check any of the boxes. That is the reality of the situation. But wait, there's more. Yeah, there really is, because we also had this. Sabrina Ionescu says her declining to participate in the three-point contest is lies. I would not be surprised if the WNBA, with their jealous and petty players, did not invite her or Caitlin Clark. So there was this went out from the WNBA, declined to participate. Sabrina, Kayla McBride, Caitlin Clark. Sabrina responded and said, lies. This is her account. Yep, she said lies. I believe this was on Insta. Now, apparently, also gone, which means the league was like, oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Can we maybe not have you do that, Sabrina? That makes us look pretty bad. Now, let me see if I have it. Do I have it here? I think I do. Check this out. Damn, I should have waited like 10 minutes for my ratings video yesterday. All right, I'm back. I paused. I had to sneeze like 5 times because we had this on CBS. New York Liberty Indiana Fever matchup on July 18th averaged 2.579 million viewers on CBS, peaking at 3.089 million, making it the second most watched WNBA game since 2000. And just interesting, look who is on the image. Caitlin Clark, Sabrina Ionescu. You know, we always heard about how Sabrina was Caitlin before Caitlin in terms of a player. I mean, they're not even in the same universe, so that's no shade to Sabrina, but you know what I'm saying. She kind of maybe was breaking through that a little bit. Turns out, at least based on what Sabrina said, it'd be interesting if she gets asked, since it's been deleted. Be interesting to see if if she gets asked, what she says, since it had to be deleted. But apparently, Sabrina, not asked. Sophie Cunningham, not asked. Now, again, if you're wanting to grow this league, probably the two biggest, most important names after Caitlin Clark to draw in viewers to a three-point shooting contest are going to be Sabrina Ionescu and Sophie Cunningham. The WNBA didn't ask either one, and they're both seem to be getting fed up with what the WNBA does because they both called the league on its nonsense. Can we please stop doing this stuff? Take a breath. Well, first of all, look, I don't want to go into a whole diatribe. It's another video, but let me just put it this way. I was going to say, take a breath, start making changes, start doing the right thing, focus on the growth of the league. But the truth is, it's got to be complete. You got to clean house from top to bottom. I mean, it's going to take time because it's going to have to be bringing in new players, better players with a better attitude and an understanding that it's all about basketball. And you hope, and they may have the exact same views as the players, but that cannot be the focus of their basketball league. They can't alienate the fans that way. And I'm hoping that the new players coming in, they've experienced NIL in college. So through experience, hopefully they're getting a little more understanding of, hey, I've got a fan base. I have to appreciate that fan base, expand that fan base. So these opportunities I'm getting, I'm not going to get anymore. It can't all be about my political or cultural beliefs and my activism in the club and all of that, because that simply is not going to get me where I want to go. Wild, wild, wild. I just want to end with this because it's kind of fitting. It goes in here's a promo from the WNBA, and especially since they did that what 30 years poster and Caitlin wasn't on it, and then they tried to spin it about how they couldn't use her likeness and this and that. Well, here's the All-Star game, and they can clearly use her likeness because she's in the image buried there in the back. Asia Wilson front and center. No one gives a crap about Asia Wilson. No one knows who Asia Wilson is. No one knows who any of these players are. Interesting, probably the two most well-known are the ones more in the back, Caitlin, and they even did a little damage to Paige. But we have certain requirements in the WNBA. So yeah, it's absolutely wild that they would do something like this. I'm really, really curious if Sophie Cunningham gets asked this question about her tweet. Because if I were a journalist, I would ask her about it. It's pretty obvious. Same with Sabrina Ionescu. Oh my goodness, they cannot do anything right. Let me know your thoughts. Appreciate y'all being here. Like, comment, subscribe. I will talk to you later.